Warning. The following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Action. There's like 70 plus cast and crew members on this movie, and I couldn't have done it without them.
Congrats.
They all make me look better.
Damn, I'd 70 plus, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. How do you organize that? See, that's why I can never do it. I'd be like, you go over fucking there. I don't want to talk to you right now.
If you were to give anybody advice out there about you want to start making movies, this is what you got to do.
Learning from experience, you know, like I went from making My Special Boy. Well, I went from making a cell phone film with a couple of friends in it to making My Special Boy that doubled the amount of people, but probably under 15 or so, around there. And then I jumped into Aftermath that had like 70 something people, you know, cast, crew, all involved. Surround yourself with people based on experience. Surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who share the same vision as you, who want to see you succeed, and wants your story to become real. And while I'm not the writer of it, you know, I'm still a part of the making of Aftermath and the story that does get told on screen. And surround yourself with good people who do care about you. You know, there are people out there in the industry who just want to take advantage of you, who just want to make, you know, they want to take over your product. There are people who don't care about you. You need to find people who do care about you. And it's easier said than done, but that's why sometimes you have to kind of like, you have to gauge who you're working with. And sometimes it takes longer than you would like, but based on experience, I would say surrounding yourself with good humans that do care about you and have the same thought process as you is so important to find success.
That being said, so moving forward, you like this crew that you created with these 70 plus people. I mean, do you see that moving forward into every movie? Because I mean, I'm sure that, you know, I don't want to say you're going to have an Adam Sandler cast, but if you find people that work and you stick with them, I mean, I would totally understand that, but I can't blame you one bit. I mean, if you formed a group out of that, that's a blessing.
It's hard because like the reason why it is, I don't want to say inflated because it's not inflated, it's real. The reason why there's such a big number is because, you know, there are times where people couldn't make certain shoots. So we had to have substitutions, you know, like, oh, hey, Johnny, you can't make this shoot. Well, guess what? August is going to be here. Sebastian, you can't do this shoot. Well, Eric's going to be here. Lex is going to be here. And Aries is going to be here. And, you know, like just, yeah, it's crazy. We do plan on working with our DP come December. Cole, writer, producer with me. He's coming back, of course. We have my buddy Adrian, who's one of the Big John, Little John style guys. He's coming back.
Yes.
So he's in everything I do. So I would say a majority of these people are going to return. My buddy Alex, my buddy Jason, my buddy Cameron, who played Michael Myers. There's going to be a lot of us who are coming back because these are a good group of people, and they will work their ass off till the very end.
Andrew's an actor, and I hear Daniel Harris is looking for work, so just helping you.
I'm on the set, guys. All three of you.
You got a role that I can get massively drunk in?
Massively drunk and then murdered? Like,
I can be working on a car. How about that?
There you go.
Yeah. If you ever need another editor, good luck. I don't know any of them. They're all assholes.
You know, sometimes I know my editor is always talking about like, hey, and it'd be really sweet if we had another effects guy who can do virtual effects behind the scenes and help out.
I know why he asked that question, or he suggested that. I know why he suggested that. So
Yeah, he's a magician. Cole, if you're watching this, I'm sure you will because he's in the UK, so it's 8 hours ahead of us right now. So, what is that? 2 a.m. for him? Or sorry,
well, it's
4?
post as well. We're not doing live. So
Yeah.
the good news is he's watching it when it's after he's had his first cup of coffee or tea and he's ready to watch a video. So there we go. Next week, that's my goal.
You really pulled out the tea.
I heard that. I was like, oh, shit.
Hey, just being respectful. I love my tea. I like iced tea. Okay, I'm an iced tea guy. Sorry.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but
damn it, I had a question after what Chris said. Now this is what happens when you get old. It's like, oh my God, I'm having a Golden Girls moment. What did you say? Get some coffee and cheesecake. Oh, okay. It'll come in later. Hold on. Damn it. What the hell was it? Shit.
I don't know.
This is where I edit it out. Put it in an ad right here.
Don't drink this shit. What?
I'll help you out here.
Any redeeming qualities? Is this going to get me fucked up or anything?
Folks, for you watching out there, you may have stumbled across other, podcasters out there. I mean, like the Osbournes, Steve-O. They've all had Liquid Death sponsoring their, podcasts. And, Chris and I, Meet Us in the Man Cave, we may have our first sponsor, Liquid Death. And it is October and death and, So, yes, it's Liquid Death. It's death in a can. Murder your thirst.
No alcoholic content, right? This is totally just, we're doing this to kiss ass for our new sponsor, right? It's so good, guys. Look at that can. It's fucking beautiful.
Yes. Oh, yeah, it's going to be our new thing here.
Nothing to talk about there.
Oh, God. God damn. Meet Us in the Man Cave's high quality H2O. Pure wetness.
Drink responsibly. Only available at Bubba.
Did we just lose a sponsor? Do you have to go through any I don't know. I'm thinking construction wise, how to get permits to shoot here, there. Do you have to go through all that? Do you have to go through that red tape? Is California really strict on shit like that? I mean, because I know a lot of the movies are moving out kind of towards our area. They're moving out to Ohio. It's it's better as far as taxes and shit like that. Do you ever run into that?
Yeah, you can definitely run into issues. I've been thankful that this film I didn't really we had a big giant cast and crew in the middle of Pasadena. We're right next to the Strode house, and we're in between the Strode house and then Rob Zombie's Halloween. The first one, when the girls are in the library area or whatever in the school, and they look Laurie looks across the street and Michael's standing there. We were in between both of those built structures. So, and then next to the bench is the Mustafa Cod Memorial plaque that's underneath the bench. So we're in there, and cops driving by, and they're seeing us, and they're not stopping us. And I think that's because Pasadena is such a known location for filming and Michael Myers cosplaying, and the Sugarman galleries there, and all the locations are there. So they don't stop you.
I appreciate you bringing that up. Because I wanted to thank you tonight for putting that in your film, showing the actual house in Pasadena. Mm-hmm. That's one thing I was like, I got to tell him tomorrow when I talk to him. I'm grateful for that. So thank you for putting that in the film.
Yeah.
With all that, there's new ownership of the house that was what was it today, 2025. I know it's been for a while. Laurie Strode's house, which is they've had it made it into there's different units, as we all know.
Yeah, they were actually someone who lived. I'm sorry not to cut you off. They were actually selling it when we were there filming.
Okay. Wow. I was just hoping because I watched a YouTube video recently of a woman who lived there for 35 years. The woman that was responsible for putting the pumpkins out there.
Yeah. Wow.
The fans all over the world would take those. where Laurie Strode would sit.
Mhm.
And she was hoping that the next owner carry that tradition on.
Mhm.
My husband and I, we lived here for 35 years, and it has three units. It's pretty funky inside, but we loved it. And we loved always being out on this big front porch, and we would talk to the Halloween fans, and we just really enjoyed it. When we first moved in here, this is kind of where I met my husband. My husband is a writer, and if you look at the front of the house, there's a studio above the garage, and that's where my husband lived and worked. And then when we started to get together, a second unit opened up, and I moved into the second unit. So he and I rented the whole top floor. And then when another renter moved out downstairs, we moved downstairs, and then we just kind of moved over a unit. And then about 12 years ago or so, we ended up renting the whole house. When the unit downstairs opened up, I just pleaded with my husband that we had to move downstairs because I so wanted to be on the ground floor again, in the garden. And it was unbelievable. I don't know, this is before social media when we finally moved downstairs, whatever years that was. And I would come out here to garden, and that's when all the Halloween fans started to show up. And then finally, one fan said, "Don't you know where you live? This is the famous Laurie Strode Halloween house." And I was so embarrassed. We did not know, my husband and I did not know anything about this house. And when we rented the house, the owners of the house didn't really tell us a whole lot. So it wasn't until the fans educated us about the famous place where Jamie Lee Curtis sits, and about the whole Halloween house. So then we just embraced it, and we just kind of loved it.
No, so when we were filming that scene, they were actually getting ready to sell it. The real estate agent was outside, and she was talking to me, and I was like, "Oh, hey, we're just here to film a little bit. You know, this is the Strode house from Halloween." She's like, "Great, do you want to buy it?" I was like, "Why not?" And she's like, "Well, here's my card," and I was like, "Okay, cool, thank you." So yeah, they were doing it actively there. But yes, the lady who did live there before, she had a silver bucket, and in the bucket was a pumpkin, and you can grab the pumpkin and had a little like laminated sheet that says this is what this location is and what it was used for, and you can grab the pumpkin and sit there and take pictures, and you can put the pumpkin back. And I've done it myself a few times.
Man.
And so I hope that still stays. You know, it's a great tradition.
Cool.
That's awesome.
That's one thing I can say about this community. It's almost like the new ownership, if you're watching, don't worry. You're safe because everybody that has grown up, the next generation, our kids, it's always going to be respected. You'll probably have more guardianship on that plot than you could ever imagine because it's like, don't fuck with our spot.
Could you imagine being the buyer of that house? Like, imagine all the weight that comes with that. Like, holy shit, I have this house. I'm going to have people here every fucking day for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
James, I'm glad you came on, man. This has been a fucking fun time. I don't know if we're winding down or what, but fucking thanks for coming on, man. You're very cordial. You're very well spoken. You're a very interesting person to talk to.
Thank you.
I praise that, and I just want to say thank you for your time right now.
Yes, this is typical for anybody that does this sort of thing. I have to make sure before I forget, James, where can people find you when it comes to social media or anything? This is your opportunity to once again put your stamp on that. Please share with us.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. My handle is Mr. Grimm 89. Or you can find me at Grimnox Productions or A63 Pictures, or Halloween Aftermath, or Scream Descent, or my special boy. God damn. Sorry. Just look up James Grimm. You'll find me, I promise.
There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them.
And then Facebook, same, just Mr. Grimm 89 or James Grimm. You'll find me. It'll be a black and white picture. And, you know, I welcome everyone.
Can I say one thing real quick?
Yeah.
it's nice to have some positivity in the Halloween community. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's just nice. You know, for years and many years, I know that Scott and I can relate that there's been a lot of tension in that community. It's just nice to see people come together on your platform in a way that hasn't been seen in a long time. And so I just wanted to thank you for that. I mean, it's a positivity, and we need to see more of it.
Thank you.
James,
You know,
can I speak here?
being that
Can I
I'm
speak?
part of the Michael Myers community as well as Scott, I've seen a lot of things as well. It's been a lot of negativity. I see a lot of it, what seems to be daily. And,
Right.
you know, we made this movie for the fans of the franchise, for fans of the David Gordon Green trilogy, and for everyone overall. And we know a lot of people are not going to like it. A lot of people just want to hate on it. But you know what? We did make it for you guys still anyways. And love it, hate it. Hey, thanks for watching it.
When you said that you were going into the David Gordon Green, this, that, and the other, have you ever explored taking on a one of the many branches of Halloween, taking it back to continuing, because I know we're never actually going to get it. But what if you could continue Rachel and Jamie? What if you could continue something like that?
You know,
would that be anything you would ever pursue?
You teased Thorn, by the way.
Uh-oh.
I did. You know, I don't know. You know, before Aftermath was Aftermath, it was like I threw the idea of doing a Rob Zombie's Halloween 3. We eventually settled on this because I don't want to say only, but it's one of the driving factors was that Halloween Kills and Ends takes place 4 years between each other. That's a lot of story. That's a lot of like what's going on. So that's why we tackled it. But the idea of touching base on like other ones and like completing stories, I've never given it thought outside of like a Halloween 3.
Mm-hmm.
But we did tease Thorn because I saw my editor putting the scene together, and I said, "Hey, that's a really nice constellation. Imagine if Thorn was up there." And he's all done. He's all done.
Thanks for that.
He puts it up. I was like, there
Thanks
you go.
for that. You know, it's funny. I pointed that out to my wife the other night, probably a few weeks ago when we watched it, when you released it. And literally I said, look, there's Thorn. And she goes, oh my gosh. She goes,
I was
oh my
fucking
God.
hyped. I don't know what you're talking. I was all about it. I was like, hell yes, there it is, right there.
Well, that was her original
boy.
reaction. I was like, wow, there it is.
Yeah. I something tells me hopefully in my lifetime there will be, it doesn't have to be a trilogy, or I just feel like that if
there needs to be an answer.
They need to get that Thorn, something going on there with the Thorn thing again. If they're going to revamp or reboot anything with Halloween, they got to do something with the Thorn again.
Yeah.
Because there are fans that are dying for it.
But thank you, James, for that.
You're welcome. And Thorn is not the only A6 reference. Actually, at the beginning of the movie, when the sister is saying, well, I'm going to sleep, there's a pumpkin next to her, and it's the Halloween 6 pumpkin.
Right.
I didn't catch that.
I did.
Did I miss that?
Yeah.
I didn't catch it. Well, you know what?
Fuck, I've carved that pumpkin myself. Fuck, how did I miss that?
Yeah, I can fuck it. That's the beauty of it. We all know it. If there's something that you enjoy. I mean, I am.
I guess we're going to get you to 1 million because I'm going to have to go back and watch that.
Please do. Yeah. We're so close. Actually, I'm actually curious where we are.
I love that.
What would you recommend to any young person, say 12 and under, that wants to get into the business of directing, creating, writing movies? What advice would you give them at the early age? What do they need to start doing now to be where you're at right now?
I think if I was a kid and that was like what my goal was, and I wanted to actively do it because when I was a kid, I wasn't actively doing it. I would definitely want to lean heavily on my parents. I think that all children, if they're going to jump into Hollyweird, because it is weird, parental guidance at all times. But if you're trying to study it, I think it's really important that you do your research. And a great thing is that not everyone has to pay a shit ton of money for tuition to go to film school. dude, YouTube is such a knowledge base for everything in this world. Start there. You know, you see something, grab your phone, shoot it. You see something, grab your new Nikon camera and Sony, shoot it, edit it, put it together, and mess around with DaVinci Resolve or, you know, Adobe or whatever you want to do, and just keep tackling, keep writing. You know, I have a script that I wrote when I was 12, when I lived in Michigan, and I still have it somewhere in this house. And it was called like Revenge of the Computer Genius, and that was my very first script I ever wrote. And you know, I still keep it as like a memento, you know, as like a memory of when I was a kid and I wanted to do this. Yeah, and I think this really applies to anybody. Like, just you see something, record it. You see something, snap a picture of it, and use that as a base, as an idea for anything you want to do. And you know, I think there are a lot of people out there who are very helpful. And, you know, for the younger audience, I imagine parents want to jump into that as well, because film and entertainment is such a family-driven thing. I remember being a kid and being like on the couch with my dad and my mom, my brother and sister, and we're watching Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, or we're watching Star Trek or whatever it is.
Right.
So that's where I was begin if I was a kid again.
Cool.
You know what, James? You just answered a question for somebody asked me something years ago, and when you said that, I'm like, PC users out there, if you want an amazing software editing system for editing, you just said it right there, DaVinci Resolve.
Yeah.
The majority of that stuff on it is free, and you could use the free package on it for many, many, many years. And it's a great program. So there you go, PC users, and Mac too, by the way. So there you go.
Are we ever going to see Revenge of the Computer Genius?
Yeah.
Oh.
And the soundtrack. And the soundtrack.
When I find the script, you'll see that.
I kid.
But no. It was actually heavily inspired by Darkman and Halloween 4. Yeah.
You know what? I think we should end it with this, James. Another softball one.
Okay.
What was your first Halloween film? When you went to see it, let's say at VHS, TV, or the big screen, what was your first Halloween film that you ever watched?
Yeah, so Halloween 4 is the first one I ever watched in its entirety. I walked into my mom and dad watching Halloween 6, but okay. I never watched it. I never got to see it. I was really young. I do remember being like, I think I was 5 at the time, or 6. I was 6 at the time, and then
oh, you're not dirty little boy.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, you know, I'm closer to 40 than 30 nowadays. Yeah. So then the first one I ever saw in its entirety was Halloween 4. And then Halloween 5. And I remember when I was living in Minnesota at this point, because I've lived all over the place, Michigan, Minnesota, Illinois, and so many places. But there's a place called Videos on Broadway was the rental place. And when you walk in, you see just a wall of VHS tapes, right? And I would always run to the horror section. It had the coolest artwork ever. And then I saw Halloween 4 and 5. That Michael Myers mask that just like looking at you was always so like, and then you see Halloween 5 and you see the girl on the knife and you're like, who's the girl on the knife? Why is there a girl on the knife? You're a 7-year-old thinking. And my parents rented them for me and I would not stop watching them. But Halloween 4 over and over and over again.
That damn poster cost me $35, like what, 20-some years ago? My son's got in his bedroom, Halloween 5. He had a huge crush on Daniel. What, can you blame him? Yeah.
Not at all. Yeah. So like even growing up, I mean, as a kid, I was like, oh, you know, Danielle Harris, woo-hoo, you know, and then I met her and she, you know, it was a different experience.
Tell me about it.
Hold on. Before you share, let me sure Chris is sitting down.
No, tell me about it. I want to hear
as
this.
well. Let me ask you, was this during
Danielle
COVID?
Harris. I want to hear about it.